Hi, if you're watching this video on its release date, it's the 31st of March 2025 and this video marks me releasing 100 full videos to my YouTube channel. I started this channel on, let's have a look, when did I start it actually? Okay, I joined YouTube on 30th October 2022, but it took me until, let's have a look, 21st of February 2023 to release my first video. Why was that? Well, I'll tell you why. You know how when you're trying to start something new, it's all too easy to get caught into that trap of pursuing perfection. This is not good enough. I could do better. Well, yes, not good enough and attempting to do better is always a good thing. But the fact is, you've got to think, okay, where do I start? And for me, that defining where do I start took over 3 months, you see. So there's a lesson right there. Sometimes you just got to say, to hell with it and dive straight in. And I think in my first video, the music levels light I reviewed, that you can see that things are a little rough around the edges. There's a bit of, it could be, there are so many improvements, but I'm really happy I dove into that video because otherwise I would not be talking to you 100 videos later. Note, the 100 videos does not include shorts. I'm talking about 100 full length videos. So yeah, in this video for my celebrating my 100th video milestone, I'm going to tell you a bit about myself, the equipment I use for this channel, how the videos come to be, and well, a few other things as well. Let's see as we go along, shall we? First of all, let's find out about me. Who is Ashraaq Wahab? So, well, you probably figured it out. I am Ashraaq Wahab. There's no hidden identity or alias or anything there. I'm 35 years old. I live in Sri Lanka, just outside Colombo, with my wife, my 3-year-old son, and my 1.5-month-old daughter. By profession, I am a content creator in that I worked in corporate jobs for several years, but I didn't really like that whole corporate lifestyle. So I made a massive career switch in 2017 into automotive journalism, writing, and test driving. Cars are one of my major passions after all. So I moved into that. I joined the Motor Magazine Sri Lanka as deputy editor. Now I'm managing partner of that. And well, I've been test driving cars. I've test driven over 100 cars, writing reviews, checking out classic car features, even starring in videos for Motor Magazine. All those things I've been doing and continue to do. In addition to that, I'm also a freelance writer. I do freelance writing assignments both with my own name and ghost writing for automotive as well as hospitality, lifestyle, business, marketing, tech, food and beverage, home and garden, logistics, a variety of topics, and I'm always on the lookout to learn new topics. So as a freelancer, I'm my own boss. I work from home and well, I have my home office set up. This is basically my home office. This computer is my workstation. So yeah, I'm always on the lookout for new clients as well. So if you've got any writing requirements, do reach out to me on a professional level and let's see how we can work things out. So that's about me. Next, let's talk about the equipment I use for this channel. So what's the equipment I use for my channel? Well, in 2022, early 2023, I was using a Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro as my phone. And naturally, that became my video capture device. In fact, that's still what's working right now, capturing this video, because it has a pretty good camera and it can do 4K, but I don't record my videos in 4K simply because most people don't watch 4K content, especially when on the go. I mean, let me just, in case you didn't know, most phones, now this is my most recent phone which I use as my daily phone, it's a Motorola Edge 50 Fusion, doesn't have a 4K screen. Only very high-end phones have a 4K screen. Majority of phones have a screen that is either little more than Full HD or even lower than that. I mean, it's amazing. You still get phones with 720p screens at the low end and you can tell when you look at the screen. So when the majority of devices used for consumption of your content is not 4K, it's a bit of a waste to record and shoot and edit in 4K. Even my laptop and my second screen are not 4K. So because of that, I shoot in 1080p and I still use the Redmi because I'm very happy with the video quality. I mean, in late 2023, I upgraded to I say upgraded, but in my view now it was a massive downgrade. I went for a Redmi Note 12. I thought, okay, 3 Note series later, they should have done something good, but the Note 12 was an absolute disaster of a phone. And just a year after I got it, I immediately said enough is enough and I went for this Motorola Edge 50 Fusion, which has much better performance. I don't think I'll be buying a Redmi phone for the foreseeable future again. In my eyes, when you've had a bad experience with a brand, you don't tend to go back again. And it was mainly software related issues. So yeah, the hardware of the phone was okay, but the software was what really made it an absolute pig to use, so to speak. So yeah, the Note 9 Pro is still chugging on as my main video capture device. It's standing on a regular camera tripod right now, which is what I use for these kind of shots where I'm sitting at my computer and talking to you, or in my model train room when I need to show a wider view of the room. Otherwise, in the model train room, the phone is either handheld or most recently, it is supported by this Wahab iSteady XE stabilizer that I bought just about 2.5-3 months ago, because I did get some comments that my handheld videos in the train room were shaky. Yes, they were shaky. So I got this thing as well. And there's another top tip for you content creators out there. Unless you're a silver spoon kid or absolutely loaded with bucket loads of money, don't go all in and invest on equipment for a channel that you're doing for fun. And that's what I've been doing. I've been incrementally investing in new equipment for my channel. For example, when I started this channel, I had a Boya wired mic. You would have probably noticed in my early videos that I had the mic clipped here and I had a little wire going down here, sometimes inside my shirt, with the processing unit here and then the wire going to the phone like that. Now I've got a Boya wireless mic, which does admittedly have some lag issues. So if you do notice that in some places the audio coming from my lips does not match what's seen on your screen, well, that is an issue of this mic. So going forward, maybe, I don't know, if I get enough money or whatever, I might go for something from DJI, because yeah, this is not, it's still not 100% satisfactory solution in my eyes. That's the mic situation. Now when you look at the videos I do of hand-on reviews of cars and unboxings and things, those I do on my work table with the phone held like this in a baseous phone holding arm, and that background that you see, the white background, is just a white piece of Bristol board that's been matte laminated. Very simple, very low-tech solution, because I don't have a dedicated camera light box yet. So that is another thing that I'll be buying in the future. I don't have it right now. So that's the equipment I use. Next, let's find out what happens once video has been captured. Okay, so once video has been captured, I transfer it to my computer here, which is a almost 5-year-old Asus VivoBook with an i7 processor and an SSD. So it's served me well. I don't feel the need to replace it unless it actually breaks, because it's doing everything I want it to do. The video editing software I use is DaVinci Resolve, the free version, which is once again more than capable for my needs. Videos are put in there, I do all the captions and the transitions and all that kind of thing. 100% self-taught on DaVinci Resolve, and once the video output is satisfactory to me, I output it in MOV format and then upload it to YouTube, and then I keep a backup of my videos on an external hard drive as well. Now the video cards you see, those are made in Canva. I do have Canva Pro because I need to use it for my regular work as well. So yeah, the video cards are made in Canva, videos are made in DaVinci Resolve, and I have an Excel spreadsheet here which is basically used for scheduling and tracking purposes. That's how I can tell you the exact date of my first video and what videos are coming up and what's been scheduled. Spoiler alert, the next video after this one is going to be another long Tomica review. And I can schedule my videos simply because my content isn't time critical, you see. I'm not doing breaking news here. Unless I get a request to review a product quite quickly because I'm really happy with it and the vendor would like me to give them some publicity, I don't usually deviate from those schedules, and I usually have like a buffer of 2 to 3 videos in the queue, so to speak. And that is how I've been able to maintain this benchmark that I set in 2024, which is from the 1st of January 2024, I will release 1 video every Monday. Yes, and I've been doing that ever since without a break, simply because of scheduling and planning. Sometimes I will record 2 to 3 videos at once when I have some time. I will make the videos, I will upload them, and I will schedule them. Even this video that you're watching right now is actually being recorded 2 weeks before its release date. Like I said, it's not time critical content. And there's another tip for you YouTubers out there. if you can do this, if your content is not particularly time critical, why not do it? It frees your mind. You don't have to be worrying about, oh dear, I didn't release a video this week. And with YouTube, consistency is key. You see, I've seen reports or features or documentaries about famous YouTubers about how many videos it took them to actually reach big time. And well, I'm not looking to reach that level with my channel. Just like to reach a level where I can monetize the channel a bit at the very least, because you know, investing all this equipment and stuff isn't cheap. And hey, if you can monetize your passion, you've already done it. And I'm already doing it with my regular work. You know, I'm a massive car nut, and basically I get paid to write automotive content. If you can do a similar thing with your YouTube channel, that's excellent as well. But this is purely a passion project of mine. So there you are. I've told you how the videos are put together. Next, I'm going to critically look at myself a bit. Okay, so well, if I look at that very first video I did, the music levels light, I mean, you can, it's the first video I didn't even show my face in because I was still a bit, you know, shy, so to speak. I mean, it was not my first time doing videos because, I mean, for Motormag, like I said, I have done videos, but there was something different about, you know, driving a car and talking about it versus doing your own reviews and that kind of thing. So in my first video, the music levels light, which now has 5,800 views, which is very modest, I know, but for me it's still a big thing. I didn't even show my face. You only see my hands in that video where I'm unboxing and taking it out and demonstrating it. But in my second video, which followed just 5 days later, that is the 26th of Feb 2023, I did show my face, so to speak, when I reviewed a Theresa automatic watch winder. Once I got that first showing of my face, you know, out of my system, I was perfectly okay with sitting like this and, you know, talking and looking at the camera and talking, that kind of thing. So you've got to get out there, you've got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit if you're feeling apprehensive, and, you know, break that sort of apprehension that you may have in your mind. Now in that you can see, yeah, I had the wired mic at that time, so yeah, I had the cable running down like that, and I was a little conscious of it. Appearance wise also, well, yeah, I always make sure that I'm dressed fairly okay. I mean, I make sure that my t-shirt isn't too sweaty. I mean, it's warm. Sri Lanka is warm year round, so yeah, it's natural that you're gonna sweat. But I always make sure, yeah, I'm wearing a clean t-shirt or collared t-shirt, and sometimes most of the time I try to wear a watch as well because I'm a watch guy, and you know, I should show that as well. Plus I have quite a few watch reviews on the channel, and I also wear long pants simply because I don't like, well, I don't know, I'm Sri Lankan, I've got hairy legs, I'm not too happy showing them off. So yeah, there you go. I don't wear shorts to go out either unless I'm exercising. Little personal insight about me. But yeah, I mean, another thing I also thought about when I do my reviews is that I must be balanced. You know, I shouldn't be too glowing about things, in the sense if something is not blowing my mind away, I shouldn't pretend that it is. And I think you'll see that in most of my reviews that I do critique as well, because one thing I should point out is that the things I review in this channel are my personal property, and I have bought them with my own money. I have not been sponsored to review them. I have not been induced in any way to review them, basically. It's just stuff that I bought and I'm reviewing. And that gives me a great freedom to call things out. And I think when you're reviewing something, even if you are paid to review it, yeah, it's a bit tricky. I know that's because, I mean, let's face it, sometimes people get quite cagey about when you're talking negatively about their product or service. I mean, believe me, as an automotive reviewer, I've experienced times when I've said something negative about a car and the people behind it have taken it like I've insulted their firstborn child. Yes, so yeah, you need to lighten up a bit. Sometimes products are not the spectacular thing that they are, that you think they are. But in my channel, I'm thankful that all these things I've been able to review, you know, without rose tinted glasses in the case of classic or vintage or retro or childhood toys, and I've been able to call them out for what they are in most things. But on the other hand also, you've got to strike a balance, because you know, cynicism sells, and there are channels out there that make money out of nothing but moaning about something, and I didn't want to go in that path either. I mean, there are quite a few channels that I follow as well, and I'm just going to tell you about some of the channels that I follow as well that have given me quite a bit of inspiration towards my videos. Okay, so some of the channels that I do follow on YouTube, and there are a lot of channels I follow. Well, if I were to look at model trains, I would say that Sam's Trains is one of the top model train channels that I follow. Sam has been doing videos for over 10 years, and I like his very easygoing style of presenting and his balanced views. I mean, he's not afraid to call out a manufacturer for producing a poor quality product, for example. And yeah, I've learned a lot about model trains from his channel as well. Then moving on, we've got for a bit of humor, I look at Garage 54, those Russian guys who do all various things with car conversions and projects and things. And I mean, it's really relaxing to watch and amazing to see what's possible there. In terms of tech stuff, because I am a person who, when I was a kid, I loved to watch Nat Geo and Discovery and watch all these programs about technology projects and architecture and, you know, that kind of thing. I was a bit of a geek, you see. I wasn't the kind who just watched sports or cartoons that much when I was a teenager, for example. So yeah, there I've got channels like Technology Connections, got the B1M, Practical Engineering, VWest Life, and another one of my interests is classic audio equipment, and for that I follow TechMoan a lot. And I've also discovered Mendit Mark, which is he's a guy in the UK who actually repairs all these audio equipment and shows on video how he repairs it. And it's pretty interesting because I have some classic audio equipment, and getting them repaired in Sri Lanka is very difficult. Very few people who can do it, and the ones who can do it take an absolute age to do it, I guess, because they are also swamped with work. So yeah, and then who are some of the others I follow? Oh yeah, we've got the Action Lab once again for science stuff. Then we've got the Knight Rider Historians, because Knight Rider is one of my favorite childhood TV shows, and I've learned a lot about the show that I didn't know at that time from those guys as well. Aviation is another interest of mine, so for that I've got Green Dot Aviation and Mentor Pilot in my subscription list. Then for car stuff, of course, I watch the Grand Tour channels, Top Gear channels, Autocar, Donut Media, What Car, and a few others. Like, for example, there's this guy called Number 27 who is an individual, and he just does driving experiences and reviews of cars, and he's actually one of the inspirations that I've taken for another channel that I do with a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, Mahen Makalanda, and that channel is called RevMatch SL. You can find it on YouTube. Basically, you go to youtube.com/the @RevMatch SL, and you will see myself and Mahen there. And what we do is we talk about Sri Lanka's car culture, the diverse and vibrant automotive culture in Sri Lanka, where we drive cars, we have a chat about them. You'll notice the format is basically the two of us side by side, taking turns to drive a car, talking about it, and you see our raw emotions, you see how the car makes us feel. We have a chat with the owner. I mean, it's a pretty cool project, and I'm really happy to have gotten involved in that with Mahen. April 6th will mark 1 year of RevMatch, so don't forget to check it out, and do subscribe to that channel as well, as for this channel too, my channel as well. And yeah, those are the main channels I follow. Otherwise, I just go along mainly with what YouTube recommends, because, you know, YouTube algorithm is pretty decent at, you know, figuring out what you'd like to watch, and I'd say about 90% of the time it gets it right. So yeah, I've got about 30-40 channels in my subscription list right here from various topics. And another, well, it's more than a channel, it's an artist you should check out, is Mehrun Wahab. She's my mother, and she's a professional pianist who plays classical and jazz music, mainly jazz music. And you should check her out because she's got an amazing knack of composing songs where she just gets inspiration into her head at any random moment, runs to her piano. It's an 80-plus-year-old classic Chapel British made piano, and well, she composes and plays the tune in one take, you know, and you can listen to her compositions on Spotify, Amazon Music, WMP, Tidal, Deezer, Apple Music, the whole variety of, you know, music streaming sites. Her music's there. Her name's Mehrun Wahab, and she's also the person who has composed the jingle for my channel. So all my videos start and end with the jingle composed by her for it. So thank you for that, Mom. Thank you very much. Mom and Dad have been an incredible influence on pushing me to do this channel as well. Really grateful for them. really grateful that I have a supportive family. I mean, even right now, my wife is rocking a 1-month-old daughter to sleep while I'm in my office room recording this video. So yeah, you've got to have a supportive family unit around you, and that really helps when you're doing this kind of thing, because yeah, you need to, sometimes you need those quiet moments, you need some peace and quiet, you need a critique, you need someone to tell you, okay, you need to improve here. And I know, for example, my dad has told me I use the word well or okay a lot, and yes, those are all things I'm working on. But if you don't hear that feedback, you're never going to correct it, because like you're talking off the cuff like I am, you generally, things just come out like that. Of course, you have to, first thing you have got to do when you're speaking in a YouTube channel is speak decently. You've got to be mindful of your language, you've got to be mindful of your tone, your manners, all that. And those things are fine, because I mean, I was brought up very well by my parents, and I continue to try and be as decent as possible. That's fine. Now it's just a matter of fine tuning some of the more repetitive aspects, if you will, of my vocal delivery. I'm getting there. But if I tried to correct all these things in one go, well, this channel would never happen. So that's the beauty of doing something like this. You learn a lot too while you're trying to teach and showcase and expand things to the wider world. So that's that from me. I hope you've enjoyed this 100th video of mine. Definitely, I'm sure there's going to be a 150th and a 200th. I've not put a cap on this. You don't put a cap on this kind of project, do you? It's open-ended. So yeah, stay tuned. Got another interesting video coming up next week, a long Tomica model. I'm not going to tell you what it is, so you'll have to wait until next Monday for that. And don't forget to subscribe, because I would like to monetize this channel as well in the future, and to do that, one of the steps is getting a minimum of 1000 subscribers. So yeah, please do subscribe. Excuse me, that is my mobile phone. Yes, another little tip for you right there. Always put your phone in silent mode when you're recording video. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a great day.